The Parable of the Weeds, a deep dive into Matthew 13:24-30. Introduction. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're exploring one of Jesus's profound teachings, the Parable of the Weeds, found in Matthew 13:24-30. This parable offers deep insights into the coexistence of good and evil in our world and God's ultimate plan for judgment. Scripture reading. Let's begin by reading the passage. Jesus told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a man who sowed good seed in his field. But while everyone was sleeping, his enemy came and sowed weeds among the wheat and went away. When the wheat sprouted and formed heads, then the weeds also appeared. The owner's servants came to him and said, "Sir, didn't you sow good seed in your field? Where then did the weeds come from?" "An enemy did this," he replied. The servants asked him, "Do you want us to go and pull them up?" "No," he answered, "because while you are pulling the weeds, you may uproot the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. At that time I will tell the harvesters, 'First collect the weeds and tie them in bundles to be burned. Then gather the wheat and bring it into my barn.'" Context and background. In this parable, Jesus uses agricultural imagery familiar to his audience. The weeds mentioned are likely darnel, a plant that closely resembles wheat in its early stages, making it difficult to distinguish between the two until they mature. This similarity underscores the central message of the parable. Key elements of the parable. 1. The sower represents Jesus, the Son of Man, who sows good seed, true believers, into the world. 2. The field symbolizes the world where both good and evil coexist. 3. The good seed, wheat, represents the sons of the kingdom, those who follow Christ and live under God's rule. 4. The weeds symbolize the sons of the evil one, individuals influenced by Satan who oppose God's purposes. 5. The enemy represents Satan, who seeks to disrupt God's work by introducing falsehood and evil among believers. 6. The harvest denotes the end of the age when final judgment will occur. 7. The harvesters symbolize angels tasked with separating the righteous from the wicked. Interpretation and lessons. Coexistence of good and evil. Jesus acknowledges that both righteous and wicked individuals will exist together in the world until the end times. This coexistence is part of God's sovereign plan. Patience and restraint. The Master's decision to let both wheat and weeds grow together teaches us about God's patience. Immediate removal of evil might harm the good. Thus, judgment is reserved for the appointed time. Final judgment. The parable assures believers that a time will come when God will execute justice, separating the righteous from the wicked. This serves as both a warning and a comfort. Application for today. Avoid premature judgments. As followers of Christ, we're called to exercise discernment but refrain from making final judgments about others' destinies. Only God knows the true nature of each heart. Trust in God's timing. While evil persists in the world, we must trust in God's perfect timing for justice and focus on living faithfully. Reflect on personal growth. Regularly assess your own life. Are you growing as wheat, bearing fruit for God's kingdom, or are there areas where weeds have taken root? Conclusion. The parable of the weeds challenges us to understand the complexities of living in a world where good and evil coexist. It calls us to trust in God's ultimate plan, exercise patience, and focus on our personal spiritual growth. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content. Feel free to leave your thoughts and questions in the comments below.